to the very first episode of Behind the Scenes with Eventistry. This episode we're actually going to talk about the making of the LPL 2024. So before we dive into it, I'd like to introduce my co-conspirators. I've got Ifam on this side, and he is, if you want to know who he is, well, he's one of the co-directors, but he's also the man that, if there's anything to be done, and it doesn't matter how big it is, he's the doer. And then we have Ishara, who's also a director, and he is the creative genius. He's a tech wizard at office. He's also the man who wears a lot of hats. And then there's me. Okay, so LPL 2024 wasn't just a big event for us, right? This was the league's big fifth year. It had new venues, bigger audience. Let's be honest, when we went in for that briefing, the management of Sri Lanka Cricket and IPG Group had some really high expectations of what they wanted out of it. And not only were we handling the digital campaign, which we initially went in for, we then got handed the opening ceremony.
No, we actually went in for the 360 pitch.
Yeah. We actually went in for the 360 pitch.
We went in for the 360 pitch, where it was a very elaborated plan.
Yeah, that's true.
With international artists and drone shows. And, it would have been the event Sri Lanka has ever seen if that was pulled off. But well,
it is what it is.
It's what it is.
Yeah. But I think when we got handed the opening ceremony, it was 4 days to go, right?
Yeah, I still remember. I called both of you, right?
I was actually in the supermarket.
Yeah, in the supermarket,
I paused a little bit.
I was actually having dinner, and then I got this call and said, "Hey, listen, would you guys like to do the opening ceremony?" And I was like, "The opening ceremony for what?" And then they were like, "The opening ceremony for the LPL." I said, "Isn't it like in 3 to 4 days?" They said, "Yeah, that is it. Can you do it?" And that's when I called you guys and I said, "Listen, we've got the challenge. What shall we do?" And then that was it. And it happened.
It did.
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely, I think, to be honest, Eventistry is kind of known for those last minute turnarounds and pulling off fantastic events, right?
Yeah, I don't think we have a habit of saying no.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, I think it's a challenge.
That's
no?
the.
But this was a unique challenge.
Yeah,
right?
But I
It
think
wasn't,
in general, I think it was the challenge to take on something that people thought that we won't be able to pull off.
yeah.
And the scale we pulled it off, not trying to toot our own horns here.
But how
The
did we
scale
tackle
of
that?
it.
I mean, look, like I said when we started this, Ishara and I will come up with building the Taj Mahal, and well, we can draw it, but
Yeah, we're drawing the Taj Mahal.
we draw the Taj
We'll
Mahal,
draw-
but you
we
will
will
build
draw
it, right? So
No, I won't lie, it was 3 sleepless nights actually. It was very challenging.
we slept a little bit.
We
slept.
1 day.
Yeah.
Actually, you might have slept.
But you remember your wife was also not well and you
Yeah, I
were
was
working
in
from the
the
hospital.
hospital.
You were working from the hospital, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
I just came for the ceremony.
Yes.
Yeah, and even all the pre-planning, the LED content and
Yeah.
everything you were doing from the hospital.
Yeah.
I think it was super challenging. One was because of the short span of time, sourcing of the suppliers. Because we're also very particular in what we want. And then it wasn't Colombo, moving the suppliers from Colombo to Kandy. Then putting the entertainment together.
Yeah.
Just to ensure
Because especially it's broadcast, right? So
Broadcast.
it will be second by second.
Second by second.
And also, I think good thing you brought up the entertainment, because that was something that even Sri Lanka Cricket was very iffy
Yeah,
about.
because they had issue the year
The year
before
before.
with the whole national anthem thing.
Yeah.
So managing all those expectations and ensuring what we pulled off was something that, I'm so proud of, 25 years. And I think...
Oh, the 25 years.
That's the inside joke from
we'll-
the next episode.
Maybe we'll let
Maybe,
you in on that on the next episode.
No, but I think that is something like, for example, like even the rundown wasn't finalized with the artists, because there was artists coming in, going out. We are doing this, we are not doing this. And then I still remember the head of Star Sports, right?
Yeah.
With the head of production basically coming and saying, "Can we see the rundown?" And so we had 3 rundowns, 3 sequences
Of plan, option A, option B, option C. Yeah.
And when we took the final decision, I think on the day of the opening ceremony, in terms of
on the morning,
the morning of.
And then we did a 2-hour rehearsal, and we ran a flawless show. I think we finished the show about 4.5 minutes ahead of scheduled airtime. So if you calculate that into dollars, it's a significant amount of savings.
What do you think, Ifam, because you were handling logistics, once we had kind of confirmed the entertainment acts, but putting together the opening ceremony, there was a lot of moving parts that we were handling, majority of which was you. What would you say was your biggest logistical challenge, and how do you think we all kind of came together to pull that off and overcome it?
I think it's the biggest challenge itself was getting the go-ahead in terms of the concept and the artists that we had.
Yeah.
Still remember going back and forth, artists, what they're going to wear, what they're going to sing, whether this has their tempo enough, whether licensing is there. So it was just not an event, because there was so many regulations.
And also because of the broadcast.
There was so many regulations we had to follow. Then there was the cultural sensitivity of what we are doing. Then where we are doing it.
Balancing that modern
and
the traditional side. Yeah.
We had to get the pre-approval for the national anthem. So.
No, but I must say, with all circumstances, the entire team, not just the Eventistry team, from the artists, from DJ Mas to Upsi to Soundry to Romain to Yohani, including Fahad, who was the compere who came in on that last minute, and then we gave them this massive
everyone
pulled in, even the lighting, the sound people, and to make sure that we dismantle the entire setup in 7.5 minutes so that the cricket can start, and then from there just running back into the comms box to start the digital work. I think overall, the experience that the team has in terms of handling such events was the reason we were able to pull this off. I don't think there are too many agencies in Sri Lanka that can pull something off within that short. And to the different areas of work we did, it just wasn't the opening ceremony. We had marketing and communications, we have digital. So everything
because I think
everything was approved on the day.
Yeah, and I don't think people realize, but the opening ceremony itself was such an immense task. But at the same time, we had a whole team who was now putting together a digital campaign, which is also starting really late, and the expectations for that digital campaign were insane of what they wanted. So there was a lot going on. I think we were quite pulled and stretched.
But I think I still remember after the opening ceremony was finished, we were just doing the post work. I think everyone from Sri Lanka Cricket to IPG to the Star Sports crew, everyone was just blown away on the professionalism that we did it. I know this podcast is to talk about our experiences and not to boast about ourselves, but again,
I think we can give ourselves a pat on the back.
Again, the way they came and the way they said, we didn't expect this kind of standard. The entire flow of the event, the seamless transitions, and how we sync with the broadcast. Also must give a huge shout out to the producer of Star Sports, because the way he shot it with different angles really made the event look much larger than what it was. I know from a ground experience it was electrifying, but just sometimes
watching it on TV,
just putting your head up and watching it on the LED screen whilst the show was going on, you saw what the global viewership was looking at. So that was a huge satisfaction. Yeah, interesting.